Hey, welcome to the Danger Zone. It's Ashli. Everything in this video was found on a public domain. The full disclaimers down below. Lots of love and many blessings your way. So today is the Queen's 94th birthday, and imagine everything that she's gone through in her reigning years as the Queen. The 92nd and the 93rd have got to be the worst. That speaks volumes. Everybody's wishing her a happy 94th birthday. Kate and William put out something very sweet, along with all these pictures celebrating her 94th year. We've not heard a word from Meghan and Harry, not so far, and it's quite early in the morning, I get that. I imagine she's not in the mood to hear anything from Meghan and Harry these days, and we're about to talk about it. The thing that bugs me most, and like I've said to you guys on my Patreon account, y'all know how I feel about the royal family, but I have to give her credit where credit's due, man. She's trampled through so much. She has really never wavered, always staying stoic and strong, until Meghan came along. It baffles my brain. Speaking of, I've got some new information I really want to share with you. I was talking it over with a good friend of mine yesterday as to why don't these media outlets pick up the phone and try to talk to somebody? More likely than not, they will speak to you. I don't know why I can't say these words together. My mouth is just not built for it. I called Project Angel Food, is what I'm trying to say. I spoke with the gentleman, I asked him a few questions, and I'm going to share with you what I found out right now. Okay, so we were told that Meghan and Harry delivered meals both on Easter Sunday and on Wednesday, right? Not the case at all. Listen to this. The man told me the first time in their entire history they've had to suspend the volunteers from making these deliveries just for the safety. Understandable. So who's delivering this food? The chefs. Whoever's preparing it, just a small group of people, are the ones going out delivering it. It's always delivered a certain way. The man said they like to keep the hots hot and the colds cold, so they like to deliver the bulk of food in a thermal insulated chest. It's just a throwaway chest. Now just keep that in mind, we'll get back to that later. Now I asked the man about Meghan and Harry's deliveries that they made these 2 days. Evidently these people really don't keep up with this mess, because the man had no clue what I was talking about. 2 days? That's not what happened at all, he said. Harry and Meghan weren't met by these people at all, not once. Not physically. Everything was done through Meghan and Harry's staff, whoever that is. And due to everything that's going on right now, the deliveries don't start until about 1:30. That gives these preparers time to come in, prepare the food, and then get going. He said nobody came in from their team to prepare any meals at all. They wanted to start before 1:30, and they requested a big tote bag versus a delivery chest. Now, like I said, we'll get back to that in a minute. They delivered just a handful of meals one day. One day. Not 2 days worth. And not a full run. So this tells me all this was a complete photo op setup. You know what grosses me out? Is the fact that they don't follow protocol. They're not good enough to go and put their hands in this stuff. They're not good enough to be around these people. They're good enough to use them as props. Now, why wouldn't they take this food around in these big temporary chests that they're typically delivered in? It's obvious. The thermal delivery cartons do not have any sort of a stamp on them. You can't notice what the heck they're doing. Versus these giant oversized blue totes that say Project Angel Food on them. See what I'm saying? They did this all for show. Of course we knew that. And I got to looking at their sponsors and I found that quite suspicious. Y'all, they've done nothing but kill 2 birds with 1 stone. See? They were photographed and it looks good to Warner Brothers and again Disney. But who did this photography? Who set this up with them? J Rayner, of course. He's the same joker that set her dad up for the paparazzi pictures that they ended up selling for well over $150,000, by the way. Now, I'm going to tell you what this tells me. Just my opinion. I believe all of this was a game. I believe it all was a setup. Her dad, her sister, I believe all of this was a complete setup. Her dad's pictures, every single one of them, different stories. He's always in the same outfit. The only difference that changed in that set of pictures for Meghan and Harry was her clothes, and she could have easily changed her outfit lickety-split in the car, in the bathroom. Who cares where she changed her clothes? Harry's been in the same outfit for 3 weeks, as was her dad. Same scenario, every story, same outfit. A big photo shoot for different stories. That's all it is. What happened to Mr. Markle? He just vanished. Not to mention the court date's fast approaching. Friday's the big day. Y'all, none of this is adding up. Listen to this. All of a sudden leading up to this court date, text messages are being released. Like this one Meghan texted to her father on the 5th of May. I've called and texted, but I haven't heard back from you, so I'm hoping you're okay. She then messaged her dad the next day after finding out pictures of her dad had been staged for paparazzi. Pictures taken by the same man that just took their picture, staged by the same photographer that they used recently. She explains that she had attempted to arrange logistics and supplies for her dad discreetly and with privacy, with care taken not to feed the press. That she's trying to protect her dad from heightened press intrusion and scrutiny, and that he should keep a low profile before the wedding. So if this was legit, why would he have to keep a low profile before the wedding? Now, on the 14th of May, her daddy sent her a text message, apologizing and explaining that he just could not attend the wedding. Real talk, y'all. My opinion today, after finding everything that I have out about this family, Mr. Markle would have requested his corpse be propped up in the corner at that wedding. He wanted to be there. I just don't think a heart attack would have kept him from it. The only thing I believe would have kept him from it would have been if he was a part of a sneaky plan. And I believe he was a part of a sneaky plan. So I went into this entire situation feeling extremely sorry for Mr. Markle. He is a part of this. I am convinced. And after several unanswered phone calls, and about a half an hour later, Harry sent Big Daddy a text. Tom, it's Harry, and I'm going to call you right now. Please pick up. Thank you. If you love Meg and want to make it right, please call me, as there are 2 other options which don't involve you having to speak to the media, who incidentally created this whole situation. So please call me so I can explain. Meg and I are not angry. We just need to speak to you. Thanks. Tom, Harry again. Really need to speak to you. You don't need to apologize. We understand the circumstances. But going public will only make the situation worse. Only we can help you, as we have been trying from day one. Oh, and speaking to the press will backfire. Trust me, Tom. Now, those text messages were recently released, and exactly like the letter that she sent to her dad that included all sorts of very obvious, deliberate statements. They all knew that every bit of this, from the text messages to that letter, the public was going to be in on. They knew that they had set this up just as they needed to. Exactly like the pictures of Mr. Markle's, exactly like Harry and Meghan's delivering food, it's all staged. This banter back and forth in the media between Mr. Markle, Samantha, Meghan, all of them, that's a game, y'all, in my opinion. And now it makes even more sense to me why Doria refused the Christmas invitation from the Queen. She knew what was going to happen. She knew what was up. And evidently she didn't want any part of that then. And just as her pocketbook's been padded, I believe Mr. Markle's has too. Do you ever notice the timing that Mr. Markle or Samantha will come out raising hell? It's weird. He made all these promises and threats and never came through. Samantha's book, where's that at? And why have all of the sudden all of Meghan's friends pulled back? Why don't they want anything to do with Meghan these days? Everything I've found out, people are on to Meghan. They see that she's running a game, a long con. Harry's been just the puppet she's needed, and she'll certainly prosper from this, one way or the other. She meant for everybody to know who she was. She went into this wanting to be a household name. This works in her benefit in so many ways. This entire slimy mess that she's created opens the door for something else in her favor. And I'm wondering, is it going to be on the OWN network or Good Morning America, where she'll sit down and have a sweet reunion with her daddy? Doesn't this entire situation seem like it's a script, like a movie? I think she picked up on a lot more skills from Trevor Engelson than we gave her credit for. Hey you guys, I've got something else I want to share with you regarding her new love interest. We'll talk about that next. I want to say a big thank you to all of my new Patreon members. I appreciate y'all so much. I don't do levels or tiers. We're all VIPs. So if you too want to become a member, the link will be down below in the description box. I'll see y'all soon and we'll talk fast. Stay safe and be blessed.